Hello and welcome back to my weekly London Marathon training vlog. It's week 3 this week and I'll let you know how I've been getting on. So today is Saturday morning. I'm out on the long run. So today's offering is 3 miles easy pace, 1 mile at marathon pace, and then you repeat that 3 times for a total of 12 miles. Do you ever find, since becoming a runner, you got better at mental arithmetic? Not that 3 times 4 was ever particularly challenging. So it's unusual for me to run at the weekend, but it's been a hectic week and I've struggled to get my sessions in. I still need to do my strength session. I'll probably do that tonight. It's not ideal to do it same day as your long run, but sometimes needs must, and the strength session is really important. So I'm struggling a bit today. The legs feel very sore. I had to do a lot of walking on Thursday. Walked about 7 miles and I was walked it quite briskly as well, so that probably hasn't helped. The easy pace doesn't feel quite so easy, but we'll get this done. Gone for a change of scenery today, doing part of the Colchester Orbital route. Just do a straight 6 miles out, 6 miles back, nice and easy, because I didn't have a chance to plan my route. Just going to cross the road. Yeah, I didn't have time to plan a route as such, so just winging it today. Just run 6 miles in one way and then come back the same way. Yeah, it's very easy to talk yourself out of things, and I procrastinated a lot this morning. It being Saturday, I laid in bed for a while, played on my phone, looked at the clock, looked outside. Whereas when I run on a Friday morning, I literally just have to get up, get out and get done, because I've got to be back in time for work. Whereas today, I've got a bit more spare time. And that's not always a good thing. Doesn't really help for the motivation. One good thing though is that it's daylight when I've gone out, and it's a little bit warmer actually, not just because of the time of day, but also because it's just warmed up a bit this week. Tail end of this week has warmed up a bit. So we're nearly 2 miles in. I'm still not in the zone yet. I'm sure that will come in about another mile or so. Got my nutrition, got my running vest as you can see, so I've got tailwind in here for my calories and electrolytes, and just plain old water in here. So 1 litre of liquids, that'll be enough to get me through 12 miles. Quite easily, I'd say. Right, not really much else to say at the moment, so I'll check back in a little bit. 4.5 miles down. First of the marathon pace miles has been done. That was okay. Wasn't too hard. Had to keep an eye on my pace, but other than that, it was fine. So I've got to go up this footbridge now, so no cycling, no jogging. Hate that word, jogging. So let's have a little walk for a minute. I won't pause the Garmin because I don't really care about the pace of my easy miles. I'm just getting them done and focusing my pace on the marathon pace miles. So what's the rest of the week look like training wise? Well, Monday was 4 miles easy. Then Tuesday was an interval session, which I messed up slightly. So it's supposed to be 3 minutes at interval pace with 2-minute recovery, but I set my watch up wrong for the session and I had 3 minutes recovery, which is not ideal. To be honest, I did think those intervals were a bit easy. But what can you do? It's done now. And that's it, and then today's run. And then next week is a bit of a down week. It's 4 miles easy, 3 miles tempo run, and then a 9 mile long run. Looking forward to the drop, to be honest. I'm struggling already. I'm feeling, as I said earlier, really tired at the moment. Not really. I feel like I shouldn't be this tired my 3rd week into a marathon training plan. But I'm finding my body is adapting again. I said it's just because I was injured last year, for the last couple of months of the year really, so my fitness has taken a nosedive, but it's coming back up. My calf injury that I had is calming down. I bought some new shoes as well. They're the same ones I've had before, Saucony Guide 15s, just I noticed, well, they were past their best basically, the old ones, so, and I've noticed a difference with that now as well. A bit more cushioning, less pressure on that calf. Thank you, train. Yeah, so like I said, the new shoes have helped. I went half a size down as well. Before I was running in size 12s for the Guide 15s, but I found that my feet seem to be a little bit rattling around a little bit in them. Not massively, but very slightly. So these newer ones are better. So I've actually ordered another pair, and the best thing is they're on offer at the moment. Start Fitness, they're half price. Can't argue with that. So before my first pair I paid £130 for, these were 65. So I've ordered another pair in a different colour, and I'm just going to rotate the two. And actually I found they were really good for speed work as well. Better than the Brooks Launch that I was using. So I think I'm just going to stick to the same type of shoe, 2 different pairs, and rotate. Anything for an easy life. Going too fast now. It's supposed to be easy pace, Colin. Sort it out. Yeah, so hopefully the down week next week will help with the tiredness. But I do think my body is getting used to it again as well. So it's all good. Just, you know, it's like sometimes doubt creeps in. Can I really do this? But I know I can, because I've done it before. And I've still got 12 weeks of training. And look at, I went from nothing to 5k in 9 weeks, so I got this. Right. I'll check that in later then. Cheerio. Halfway there. 6 miles done. Feeling alright. Definitely settled in now. Will be another marathon pace mile soon. Yeah. Nice route. I do like this route. It's not the easiest route to run because a bit muddy, a little bit of up and down, stop and walk some bits, gates to open, etc. But more interesting, helps the miles tick over. And as I said, I'm not that fussed about the easy pace. Right, big puddle coming up. So, better pay attention. 9 miles in. 9 miles done. I'm in the zone now. Just ticking along, listening to my audiobook. Just one foot in front of the other, not really thinking about anything. Absolute bliss. This is what I love. This is where I love to be in long runs. And I'm there. Woohoo! Hello, so it's actually later in the day now. The long run is all done. I didn't really film any more because basically shortly after the last bit of footage I was back on the main road and it was just so loud. You wouldn't really have heard me say anything, so it's a bit pointless. But yeah, I'm sure as you saw from where you got up to, I think it was about mile 9, it got a lot easier. I got into the zone, and I always find that around mile 8 or 9 I get into the zone a bit more.
The last couple of miles were a bit tougher because, as I always find with these things, when you start, basically you reach further than you did the previous week, your body's like, hang on a minute, you did 10 miles last week, you should be stopping now. And those last 2 miles were a little bit of a push, but the way I planned my route, they were kind of, the last mile in particular was very slight gradual downhill, so that did help a little bit as well. In terms of pacing then, as I said earlier, I wasn't really bothered about the easy pace, other than it not being too fast. So I'll just do a very quick summary. I'll put up on the screen what the times were. So the main ones that I'm concerned with were the marathon pace miles, which were miles 4, 8 and 12. So my target marathon pace currently that I'm training with is between 10:10 and 10:30 a mile pace. So the first one was 9:59, second was 10:02, and the third was 10:01. So very consistent within 2 seconds of each other. All of them a bit faster than they should have been, but only by about 10 seconds or so. So I think after a few more weeks I may review the pacing for my training and might increase it a bit, but we'll see. I'm quite happy with it for now. Yeah, so marathon pace miles faster than it should have been, but within only 10 seconds or so it's not horrendous. And yeah, really it was only mile 2, sorry I'm just looking at it on the screen here, so it's mile 2, mile 5 and mile 10 that were too slow for the easy pace. But to bear in mind as well, there were certain points where actually it was really muddy. I had to walk through purely because I couldn't run across, and there was some areas I was waiting to cross the road for 30-40 seconds, and again that has a big impact as well. In fact, I think it was longer than that. One of them seemed like I was there forever. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the run. My legs do feel very tired. I would say sore is probably not the wrong word. They just feel, well, they are a little bit sore. Did I like doing the long run at the weekend? I know typically that's when people do it. Yes and no. It was nice that I wasn't constantly looking at the clock worrying about getting home from work. Although on the flip side, it was harder to get motivated to get out the door because I could procrastinate for a bit. And it did eat into the weekend as well a bit, which is not great really. I had quite a lot to do, so got my hair cut, as you may have noticed from the previous video. And things like that. So again, it's not ideal, but I think I might look to do some of the really long runs, like the 20 milers potentially at the weekend as well, because I'm having to get up at 4 a.m, which is all well and good, and I think, well, I'll have a lay-in on the Saturday, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes I can't get back to sleep or whatever, so yeah, maybe something to look at. I it's the first time I've ever done a long run, I think, at the weekend, so I always was quite adamant I didn't want to do it, but actually it's not as bad as I thought. So that's it. Week 3 is done. I'm feeling a lot more positive about things now. I said the calf, touch wood, is behaving itself. So I can still feel it's there very slightly, but I'm just having to stretch a lot and be very mindful of it. But I think it's actually getting better. Before I was like, oh, well, it's not getting worse, but I actually do feel it's actually getting better now, which is really good. So I just need to keep up the strength training, keep up the exercises for my glutes. I am, when I first started running, when I was engaging my glutes more, it did feel really weird and very unnatural, but now I'm getting more used to it, and I'm having to correct my form less now. I am sort of naturally sort of clenching my buttocks a bit more and, keeping that pose. So I'm hoping that, I'm still not as fast as I was, but I'm hoping that, I'm having to take a few steps back, and then going forward, I will be, a more efficient and a better runner, and that will help me get faster over time. But, the main purpose of this race, London, is to do the race itself, to run in London, to run the London Marathon, and, really enjoy the experience. And that is the A goal this time. I've still got plenty of years to look at faster marathons, and I've got local ones that I can do if I want to. I'm really worried about getting a time as such. But anyway, I'll leave it there because I've rambled on probably for way too long already. Before I go, I would just like to remind you all that I am running London Marathon for a charity, and if you are able to donate, anything you can give would be massively received. You know, anything you can give at all. Even I think you can even donate £1. You know, if like I said, if all my subscribers donated £1, I'd have over £100. So, you know, if you can, by all means, you know, I'm not normally one to ask for stuff. You know, I'll leave a link in the description, and you know, please donate to that. That would be amazing. So let me know how your running's going. If you've got anything planned at all, and yeah, you will catch me next week. Thanks for watching, everyone.